Hi there. So this week I am doing 5 videos, one per day, all about my top 5 predictions for sales within the events industry throughout 2021. Number 1 is consultative selling. So for those of you who don't know what that is, it's basically the opposite to product selling. So product selling is when you put the product right at the centre of what you're trying to sell. You're trying to push your product or your service because it's the best that's out there, I'm sure. Consultative selling puts the client's needs in the middle of all of the conversations. It's a really hard market out there. You've probably got a lot of new competitors and new markets that you're competing with in terms of virtual and hybrid world. So making sure that what's important to your client really is in the centre of every conversation is going to be vital moving forward. Obviously, if you and your team want some support with this, we have a specific workshop called the 7 Steps to Consultative Selling. Hello, so my second prediction for event sales in 2021 is something that we've seen quite a bit of over 2020 and we're definitely going to see more of moving forward over the next couple of years and beyond, really, and that is creativity. One of my favourite things in a sales journey is to get brainstorming, get creative, think out of the box, and really get those creative juices flowing. Obviously, part of that, I'm encompassing that with the use of video, which you've seen a lot more of, we've all seen a lot more of on social media and things, but also the direct use of video messaging as well in amongst the sales process. So I'd advise everybody to have a look, map out their sales journey. What are all the touch points that your clients get from you when they first contact you and from when you want to prospect and proactively find them, and get creative with each of those touch points. Use videos. We use postcards to get handwritten postcards, branded ones to get in touch with people. Blog posts, so adding value, which again comes from yesterday's video about being consultative. So you can send added value and information through the power of blog posts. Dependent on what their requirements are. You don't even have to write the blog posts yourself. You can just send them somebody's blog post and say, this is really interesting, thought it might be useful for you because I know that you're looking at running a hybrid event in the next month. So yeah, the use of creative selling is my number 2 prediction for what sales is going to look like over the next year. Also, whilst we're being creative, it's really important not to forget to pick up the phone, the good old-fashioned phone call. So yeah, my number 3 prediction for event sales in 2021 is social selling. Now, we've seen so much of this recently since we've all been living in such a virtual world, and I've built Selling Savvy the business mostly on LinkedIn. It can get you kudos within the industry if you use it right. It can tick those creative boxes that we talked about yesterday. It can help you build relationships with the right people to collaborate with, and obviously the right clients. It also ticks those consultative boxes if you do it well, which we talked about in the first prediction, how to make sure that you're bringing the right value to the right people. And it's really easy to take the relationship offline. It's so easy to kind of, there's just a few little simple things that you can do to make yourself stand out. And it's been a very noisy place, social media, over the last year. But there are some things that you can do that can make it quite, make you stand out from the crowd. We've had clients whose engagement has increased by 400% by just doing a few little things. So have a bit of research. Obviously, contact me if you want to chat about it further. But if you and your team aren't using LinkedIn to the max, then they could be getting missed and missing key relationships with people. Also, I would always recommend to max out the free version as much as you can before you start paying. I've got clients who were like, oh, I was just about to start paying for all different types of for LinkedIn, but if you haven't maxed out and maximised the free version, then make sure you learn as much as that first before you start forking out more money. But it obviously isn't the be all and end all. We can't live on social media. You can put as much out there and pitch yourself, but you still have to do that proactive behind the scenes stuff. So don't put all your eggs in the one LinkedIn basket. Morning, happy Thursday. Number 4 in my top 5 predictions for selling in 2021 is all about innovative and effective collaborations. Now, I chuck that word effective in there because lots of people, businesses, think that they collaborate and that we're working with other businesses, like-minded business owners, but actually if they're not effective and you're both not getting something out of it that's directly related to revenue, because that's why we run businesses, then it's not effective. Innovative also means that you're thinking outside the box. You're not necessarily collaborating with similar businesses that your competitors are collaborating with. You're going that one step further and thinking of some different ideas of working with different businesses, industries, market segments. So make sure that you're both getting something out of it. What is the ideal outcome as well? Set expectations from both sides. So what are they expecting? What results are the other business expecting, and what results are you expecting in a realistic time frame? Make promises to each other that you're both going to be open and honest about the relationship, because there is nothing worse than sitting at home or in your office if you don't work from home. Then sitting there and thinking, this isn't working, I don't know what to do, I'm not getting the results I wanted. Make sure that at the beginning of any business relationship, you make a promise to each other that you're going to be as open as possible. Hold regular meetings as well to make sure that you are keeping up to date on the outcomes and the expectations moving forward. And I also like to discuss a deadline for the relationship to be reviewed. So often I work in about a 6-month basis. So let's work together for 6 months. In 6 months, we will discuss it again, or if you decide it's not working, it gives you a bit of a get out clause. Real snapshot of how to run innovative and effective relationships. Obviously, we have a course on this, so if you want to learn more, comment below. Thank you so much. See you later. Hello, happy Friday. So my last prediction in the top 5 sales predictions for 2021 is all about strategic account management. Now, I speak to businesses who say, yeah, we have an account manager and she keeps in touch with all of the businesses that use us and she phones new bookings and things like that, or he. But that is not strategic account management. Strategic means that you're setting a strategy, you're setting goals in place for how much business they can realistically give to you. And if they don't hit those goals, then the rates that you're offering need to be reviewed. And you need to have that open conversation with your clients, with your accounts. So have a look. Are you or your team spending time with the right accounts? Are you spending too much time perhaps with clients that you really get on with? It's a really common mistake that you spend time with clients that you get on with but that perhaps don't bring you the most amount of revenue. Do you have a plan in place to nurture those accounts that have more opportunity in them? Do you even know that if they've got more opportunity? There are specific questions that you can ask when you're having phone calls, not salesy questions, just general questions to work out if you're kind of squeezing that account dry, if you're making the most out of that relationship. Business has always relied on strong relationships, and in 2021 even more so after the last year that we've all had. So how strong are your relationships really? If they are strong, then make sure that you're getting the most out of that account. So that is my last prediction for 2021. We have had, number 1, consultative selling, making sure you're putting the client's needs at the forefront. Number 2, being creative with your sales approach, with your sales journey. Number 3, social selling, so making sure you're visible mostly on LinkedIn if you're B2B, but on all the social channels in general. Collaborations we talked about yesterday, and making sure that they're effective and that you're open and honest with the businesses that you work with. And then lastly, strategic account management and building strong, lucrative relationships. Thank you. Have a great 2021 and let me know if Selling Savvy can ever support you. We would love to help out. See you later.